Меня зовут Aliona Shumakova. Я буду вести наш маленький разговор, of course in English, because in Italy except me, no one speaks Russian, as you imagine. So thank you for your film. It's it's wonderful, and the only one thing is that the title Coma, you can easily confuse it with a lot and a lot of other films, but I think your Coma is the Coma number one for all comas I have seen in this period. So what the Italian viewer must know is that you use in the film the best actors we can find on the Russian market practically. So maybe the Italian viewer can remember Rinal from Fyodor Bondarchuk's film because it was quite popular, and of course maybe they didn't recognize it, but they can remember also Konstantin Lavronenko as awarded Russian actor for Zvyagintsev film. So it's, the background of your actor's choice is an art house choice, because Renal is acting in the very intellectual theater, let me say. So how do you prefer to choose your actors? What do you think about their possibility? And why Rinal and why Lavronenko for the main roles?
Well, first off, when we started casting, they were not so famous. Well, Lavronenko was, of course, popular, but Rinal was not such a famous person. And the other actors, they were, well, Coma was in production for a very long period, for about 5 years. And when we started casting, most of the actors we used, it was no-name actors. So I didn't know they would become popular during these 5 years. So it happened, and it was very good for the film because of course we got the group of actors that we wouldn't be able to afford if we cast now for that budget. Why I choose them? Well, it's you have a script, you have a vision of this world, and you're trying to find someone fit in this world. Sometimes you find somebody exactly fit in the character, but it's very rare. Mostly you find something different. And you have to change your horses right on the way. Because, for example, Milos Bikovic, which is a pretty popular person right now in Russia, and I think he's got international potential, and he'll be growing as an actor. He came to, there was an idea to cast him for main character, for Victor, for the main character of the film, but we saw he's different, but I saw that he's good for another character. If we change this character line, especially for him, for this character, and we change the script, change the text, the narrative, the text that he's speaking, and we, it's two directions. First, you're trying to find someone fitting the script, and if he doesn't fit the script, but the actor is good and can be something interesting, you changing the script. So the film and the actors moving towards each other. So, and you find something in between, but still interesting to the audience. That's how I did. I'm not the experienced actor. I'm not the experienced director, and this is the way I could find. When you have, like you said, it's the best actors we could find on the market, because the casting was huge. We rehearsed, I think, everybody. It was, I don't know, dozens of casting sessions, all those rehearsals. It was very long period that we trying to find actors, and I find the best way that you can find the actor fitting the character best is not only keep searching for the actor, but change the script as well, change the character you wrote to fit the actor. So they are basically actors playing themselves. So that's
usually,
yeah.
Yes.
So that was the way that we used. So that's it.
That's like practically every actor was playing his own dreams, like in the film when they say you have your own dreams and no one can penetrate it. So concerning the dreams and this matter of other world, of how we can call it, first of all, it's a beautiful image of the total disgregation of this world that is going in dust every second you are watching it. It's really interesting. So being based in the film, every image the character see. So I mean, not only the main character Victor, but also all his comrades. When you see something, is it the abandoned factory or the bridge or the city? And I appreciated personally the Venice, the beginning of the film, because the hesitation to jump in the water is really interesting, and I was thinking in Venice often that this city must be really strange. So, and this is the right place in the film of the right city, Venice. It's really appreciated. So, which in some way, how do you think? How do you resolve? How do you present to the viewer the dream of not only of your character, but the dream of the author, the dream of anybody, based on these Soviet buildings, on this Soviet past environment? Does it mean that the Soviet environment is going slowly dying in our time?
No such a deep relation. Basically, I was using what I had. When I was making this film, for me, the best I could do is to give the audience something they haven't seen before, something that I myself consider as cool, because you cannot take any building. You can find the interesting building.
Yes.
Not to look, well, you can take a building and it will look like crap. It will not look like a film. You have to find an interesting one fitting this world, because Victor is an architect in the script.
Yes.
So probably he wouldn't choose the uninteresting buildings. So he had, in his memory, there had to be some interesting architectural solutions, and in some to some point, this film is about dreams of an architect and of a designer. And mostly I used the places in Moscow and around the world that were interesting to me. So somehow they stuck in my mind. So all these places are the places I've really been to, and they impressed me. So to some extent, in some meaning, it's my personal design set for what places in the world I would like to see in the world like this. So for me, it's a bit personal. That's what I say. But no, such thing as Soviet or modern. It's more like it's more about design and some personal feelings from the places.
Yes, because some buildings in the movie, I know very well that this is probably an underground station of Soviet times, but it looks like a New York building. It's wonderful. So it is really interesting how they are jumping from one reality to other, but it's not only, but it is a pretty architectural reality, full of buildings, full of images. So what do you think? Is it a kind of video game? I mean, it was your intention to represent their trip in the world of Coma as a video game rules, or it is just an image that suggests you to see it in this way?
Yes, it was deliberate. I was trying to make the film as a first person journey. So in the beginning, it's very much like a computer game. But the more you watch, the more you know, the more it becomes not like the video game. If you notice that was done for purpose because it's like you. Well, I wanted to put the audience inside the character as much as I could, so you connect yourself to the character. What the audience knows only what the character knows. That's it. And the best way to do it was to put the camera right next to the character, not so. But the more you watch, the more you know about this world, the more you can step away from the character, because his knowledge about this world is also expanding. And you can you can make the wide shot, for example, looking from some place that is far from the character, or you can show some place that the character is cannot see at this moment, but he knows about it. So I try to connect the audience to this main character as much as I could. So that was the idea. I don't know. I cannot say that this is the right way to make films. No. It was just an idea to make this film, because I was trying to find something interesting to me, to experiment, to make something new, to make something that I haven't seen before and the audience haven't seen before. So it does make sense for me to make another film that I've seen many times before. Let's make something new, at least, because what's the point to make another film? It's thousands of them made a year. What's for me the purpose to make it? Obviously not money, because money-wise it does make sense. But what I can spend several years of my life for? Apparently for trying something new, finding some new solutions, some new visual ideas, some new ways to make film. That was Coma for me, an experiment, and trying to give audience something worthy to watch it. So not to make people sorry that they spend 2 hours of their life for something that they'd better spend for something else. That's it.
I don't think that they will think they better will spend their time in other way, because what I
saw
miss
the
in the
purpose for
film.
me. If
Yes.
If people are not sorry about watching this film and say yes, it's worth that money, that time. The time is more important, of course, because money for movie ticket is not that much, but time is significant. If they say yes, we spend this time and we're not sorry about it, then for me it's a success. So that was my purpose, and that's what I did.
I would be happy to see some video game when I can jump from one building to other with the protagonist, because in this way, I can understand that the film cannot be 3 hours long just to follow this adventure part. But it is really interesting because it is not an action movie. It is from one side, it is, but from other side is not an action movie, but you are following it like an action movie. And then when they start discussing several let's say philosophical issue, you are following it too. So in this sense, in this, I mean, I think the meaning of the film is this perfect connection between the form of, in some way, entertainment and also deep philosophical things. And when the main character are fighting with the scary guards, with the people who are died, who are in coma but died, but they are still alive because of our personal, I mean, our as humanity, our the contemporary people decision to take them in life. So in Europe, we are discussing a lot about euthanasia, about this question. And what is happening in Russia? It is, I think that is the first film which is in some way speaking about this hard thing without any propaganda thing. So what do you think personally about, and what is happening in Russia now?
Honestly, I don't know what's happening in Russia about this euthanasia. I have no idea. I think it's forbidden as everywhere. There's no some loud discussion about it now because too many problems, you know, more painful right now at the moment. But as to me, what I think about it, I don't know. It's the question. I think it must be the decision of someone. Well, if you own the life, you are the one to decide. Do you want to know? So I don't think. Well, to me, the coma is not about my opinion about something. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. It's not like that. It does mean I want to have an opinion and I want to tell it to anyone through. No, it would be too outrageous, I think, and a huge waste of money and time. I'm just trying to construct the world and construct it as honestly as I can. It must be as fair as possible. So we make some scientific sci-fi presumption, some sci-fi idea, and after this not real idea, everything else in the film is absolutely real as possible, because the connections, the connections between people and between the relation between things happening is absolutely real, and this world is absolutely consistent. It is real. So in this world, it would be like this, and you're just thinking, what else could be in this world? What creatures can populate it? What can happen here? What can happen there? If our sci-fi idea is correct, then what else we see in this world if this happened? So if we have the idea that all memories of people living in the world are gathered in one place as electromagnetic signals, and you can get to this place if you are disconnected from the real world. This is the idea. So after that, I started thinking, then what? And I tried to be as honest, as logical as possible, to try and to make this world absolutely real. And things you see in the film, it's not my opinion about something, it's reconstruction of this world. So this world is not my opinion, it just exists. Because you're not imagining ideas for this film, you find in it. You're just thinking, for example, what creatures can populate this world? And you're trying to research the question, and you find the answer, and you cannot replace it with another answer you like. You just put it in the film because it's correct, because it would be the truth in this world. That's how I worked on this. So when you're asking me questions, why it's like this or like that, sometimes I'm starting to think together with you, because I don't know. It's the thing about imagined worlds. If they're done correctly, the author himself sometimes doesn't know why it's like that. It's just like that, like in the real world. You see things, but you sometimes cannot explain them. So it's the same about Coma. Not everything I can explain. Some things I have already been thinking a lot, but some things I don't understand for myself completely right now. So that's how it works.
Yes.
Aliona, yeah.
Which is the relationship between the field of dreams, or let's say nightmares, and the world of Coma?
No, I think it's more like more the field of memories. The dreams, nothing to do with it. Dreams are, well, I didn't find this relation. Well, I was focusing on the memories. Well, I think we could do, we could research in this way. But you see, in the film that is 2 hours long, you are very limited about what you can tell. And if we started to use the dreams, it would be much deeper, much more complicated, and we couldn't make a movie for a wide audience, for people that come into. There would be no place for action, for the story. It would be the research of this world. So we were very limited in showing this world. So I focused on memories. So the work of our memory and the work of our mind. We there was idea to think about dreams and connect it somehow, but I didn't do it deliberately because it would overload the film. So it would be too heavy. It would be different. It would be much more interesting to me, but it would be commercially unacceptable. I would say, for the producers, yeah.
Also for viewers, I'm agree. So, but in any case, your film doesn't produce the impression that it is a teenager-oriented film. It's more deeper, even if I think the teenager can find a little of interesting things for them in the film. But it is also for a little more adult generation to evaluate its own experience, I think. So as my own experience, it's not, the film is practically pushing you to evaluate your own world of dreams or your life. And also it is done of a lot of references, also visual. And I can see in this film maybe the world of Salvador Dali nightmares in some way. No, it's if we are speaking not only about architecture but also about painting. So how do you evaluate this kind of experience, and which painting reference was important to you for the visual representation?
Yeah, I understand. Well, it was, again, not because we wanted to copy something, but because we used the same mechanism. I can explain. Well, I started to think to figure out how memories could look in our mind, how they really look in our mind. If you close your eyes and start to imagine the world around you, you'll see that memories are they look like the world around you, but they are a bit different. Because, for example, two memories from distant places will be one next to each other if they are connected for you through some detail. For example, if you remember your apartment and then you remember some distant place that you've been to for your vacation, those two places will be together in the world of your memories. Because you remember them right after another. So this world would be compressed. Sometimes you confuse your memories because and the part of one memory you find in another memory. For example, you can mix two places together, and one building from one place will be in another place it's never been in real life. So the memories are confused. They are combined, and all those ideas we tried to put on the screen. So how really our memories would look if you see it on the screen, how to show it to the audience, how it really this world would look like. And suddenly I realized that when you mixing two objects together, you do exactly the same realistic artist paintings. But when you start to create the world like you see in Coma, you understand the mechanics lying underneath
of course
the creative process. So it was for me it was a discovery. I was impressed when I understood this because I never thought about it before Coma. So it was for connections everywhere. It was a huge library. We created a huge library of those connected objects, like what reminds you of what and how it can be combined together. So you look at the object and find some detail that reminds you of some other objects, and you're starting to think how it could look in Coma world. And you make a concept design based on this idea. You don't know where to put it. You don't know how you use it in the film, but you just create this library. And later, when you create the film, you take this library and use those ideas from this library. There is a huge amount of visual ideas that we didn't use because the film is too short. The film is too small. You cannot show it all in the film. We have a huge library of ideas that now is not used, and people have never seen it before.
Such a pity.
It's brilliant ideas, but you cannot use everything in the small film.
But you can use it in your next film. About the dreams, you are completely right, because when we start to often to tell our dreams to other people, we start usually, I dreamed that I was home, but it was not exactly by my home, but I feel as it was. So
exactly.
And it is exactly what you build it in the film, because it is not your home, but you feel as it is, and it seems convicting, and this is a really convicting word. So what do you planning to do with all remaining materials, because it is really interesting? Can you, I don't know, make an exhibition with drawings, or or I don't know, an animation film or.
Well, I would like to use it in some other product, of course, because not to make an exhibition, because not very interesting. I would like to use it in some other film or a game. I think it could be a TV series or a computer game, because you can put much more material in this media. But so far there is no project started, and I cannot see the opportunity to do it, because I would not do it with the wrong producers, with the wrong team. I must be confident that it would be something really interesting, or interesting to me to create, and interesting for the audience to see, because filmmaking is a complicated process, and you struggle against problems every day, and those problems can easily destroy the initial idea. It's very easy to lose your way, especially when you're doing something so visually complex.
Yes.
So you need to have the right budget, the right team, the right producers behind you, the right people who sell it, who promote it. So otherwise you just waste more, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 more years of your life, and the result would not be satisfying. It will be just commercial product that's easy to sell, but
easily forgettable. And I think that your film,
it would be easy to sell, because it's like thousands of films like this done before and sold before. That's why it would be. So I don't mind. I have nothing against making the films for money. It's cool, and it's good, and people need to see films every day. And I completely understand it and completely accept it. But to me, it's not a good enough reason to spend my time for it. I think there are enough people making pretty good films for money. So why to be another one, and not the best one, obviously. I'd like to make something that makes sense for me and makes sense for the audience. So make something special. If I see the opportunity to make something special, I use these designs, of course, I use it all. But if I don't, then I probably just put it on the internet. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the worst case will be that it will be used in the computer game, and personally, I will be glad to use it as a computer game also. So I heard that there is a remake planning for your film in English by some foreigners. Are you jealous about this project, or what do you think about the remake of Coma made by some not only foreign director, but also based on the completely foreign reality?
I think it's completely commercial stuff. I know nothing about this project. I'm not involved. It's good that somebody wants to use it. I hope they succeed, but I'm not the part of it, and so far, and no information. I think it's the people would use this basic setting to make some commercial product for probably American audience with American cast, because if you want to sell something worldwide, you get to have American cast, or at least international cast, English, British, whatever. They do it right from commercial point of view. And good luck to them. What else I can say? I don't know much about this project.
So, and what are you planning to do by yourself in the future?
I have a bunch of projects for making a TV series. I'm basically, I'm not the guy who earns money with directing. I'm actually, I have a computer graphics studio that is, well, I make living with making visual effects for films. So for me, Coma was, I'd say, a hobby. And very, very expensive and very time consuming and very exhausting, but it was a hobby. So I didn't make money with directing, and I'm not going to make money with directing. I direct for fun, I would say. So right now I'm just working, I'm running the studio, I'm running one IT project as well, because we're creating a platform, trying to start IT project to raise money and whatever. And I'm directing also, because I like it, video cutscenes for one upcoming computer game, because they invited me to. It's a very cool game. It's called Atomic Heart. It's going to be released end of next year, and I'm directing cutscenes for it because it's a very interesting experience. You know that costumes for motion capture, that helmets that capture your facial expressions of the actors, and it's very cool experience, expanding my horizon of knowledge. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm not directing any feature now. I have a few scripts that are in discussion, but I don't know if they are going to be started. So no next project, no next feature project. Maybe Coma was the last feature I made in my life. It's possible. It's really possible.
I hope no. I hope no. But in any case, I hope
we'll see. We'll see.
We will see. But in any case, your visual part is really strong and really interesting, because it's not only the visual part as design, as CGI, and also it is also full of deep ideas, and in some way the viewer can recognize something own in this image. So I think also the European or in our case, the Italian viewer will see more Piranesi images in the Coma territory than old Soviet buildings, as I see, of course, because it's our own past that we see in this territory. So thank you so much for this a little bit careful trip to the Coma, and I hope the viewer will appreciate it a lot.
Thank you for this conversation.
Thank you.